Blessings, everyone. Before commencing with the individual sign weekly readings, let us have a look at the incoming wave or general shift that is coming to all people. Remember, incoming waves extend beyond the single week in influence. These are shifts in the energetic dynamic that are integrating into the new normal. Please also remember, though this wave is already being experienced by many, including myself, these are forecasts of incoming changes. They are not intended to be immediately relatable to those viewing ahead of time, and so they may not be right away. This wave is personified by the Hermit and the Fool. At a glance, it almost felt paradoxical, but that is not so. There is much movement here. This week begins a turn towards deep transition with many trade-offs. The Hermit presents a shift that is spiritually and energetically altering the personal landscape, while the Fool ushers forth new beginnings and departures from old journeys. It is a feeling of abrupt turns and trades, as many stories and phases are suddenly brought to an end to make room for fresh starts and clean slates. Freedom. With this also comes resurrection and connection opportunities with many aspects of self and spiritual kin across many spaces and lifetimes. Remember the return to innocence energies that began to take hold in March. This may be difficult or uncomfortable for those invested in a focus or an outcome, especially if personal healing or identity is wrapped up in that focus or outcome. Remind them of the importance of flow. Show support for the choices to stop going in circles. It's okay to take time away from spaces and those who are not, or choose not to be, ready to take on this week. Make as much room as you can for your gifts. Let the wave do its work. Remember, there is grace here. The new presents before the old departs. Explore the options presenting with discernment and non-judgment. Let the arrival of new opportunities, adventures, breakthroughs, foreignness, and reunions be the mixed bag blessing it is. Alright, Virgo, now that we've had a chance to look over the incoming wave, let's see how it actually lands for us this week. Just a quick reminder, I do want to let you know if you ever do want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, where you can open up the down bar below. And thank you to all of you who are liking, sharing, and subscribing. So, what is going to be happening over the course of this week? Well, the archetypal themes of this week are what's kind of the background energy behind everything, right? Behind every interaction that we're having with like friends, relatives, family, coworkers, all that. Well, it's the devil upright. And going back into the discussion of the incoming wave, when we talk about solutions, alternatives, and trade-offs, the devil is going to be showing up a lot, where there are going to be a lot of temptations to face, or maybe even situations that are kind of presenting in a sense where you're kind of seeing what is keeping you where you are, what is keeping you stuck, what influence, what attachment, what person, what protocol, what procedure, what have you, is actually keeping you stuck where you are. So in a weird way, it's kind of like we are identifying, I guess you could say, a major problematic element, but we are also seeing exactly what needs to be traded the hell out. And it's an interesting energy to kind of play with, because it can almost feel like a kind of positive, disturbing message. Because with the Devil card, you never know what is going to be revealed as the problematic element. You might be walking into this, and then all of a sudden Wednesday it's like, she seemed like a perfectly cool person. I can't believe that. Or maybe it's not a person. Maybe it's like, well, this was something that everyone was working so hard on. Or this is, sort of tradition. This is how it's always been done. Well, the Devil card upright is kind of indicating pay attention to that which is sort of requiring you to stay stuck, to you what is requiring you to kind of hold up that reality? Because with the Devil card, not only are we seeing, the problematic elements or maybe the source of a lot of discord and discordance, but we are also having to kind of take a good hard look at the shadow within ourselves. Is there a part of us that is trying to raise the vibrations of something that shouldn't belong to us anymore? Because sometimes that can happen if a person gets really invested, right, in a certain outcome or a certain journey, and they're like, no, I don't want to give this up. I'm going to polish this thing. I'm going to increase its vibration, its value, its worth. I'm going to fix it. The devil in the situation is the addiction to that tendency. In fact, to use an example, I would probably say is like, look, would you try to cleanse your dirty dishes with sage, right? If you've got a pile of dirty dishes after a big dinner in the sink, are you going to go and say, I'm just going to cleanse its energy, with this sage? It doesn't work that way. There's food stuck on it. There's maybe some fruit that's decaying. If you decide that you're just going to wash all of that crud with, trying to cleanse it, trying to, raise its vibrations without doing something about, ultimately altering what's there, it's not going to work. And so I feel like this week you have to kind of pay attention to what won't raise in its vibration, won't get better, won't come with you, right? Won't make it, as in isn't eligible for the highest experience. What is not eligible to be in that highest potential, that higher timeline, that highest outcome that you want for all concerned? It can be a very sobering experience to kind of look at the devil and go, oh my goodness, this means to get where I need to go, that not so great friend, or that really time or energy or resource consuming involvement or whatever has to go. There's no way I can redeem it. There's no way I can somehow, smuggle it into paradise with me. Remember last year when I mentioned that, when I was like, it's like people trying to sneak drugs into heaven. Why would you want to do that? It's absurd. The Devil card upright is asking us to look at what is trying to hitch a ride on our bandwagon, or what is distracting us by making us think that we can make it something it's not going to be, remaining as it is. And remember, it's not always up to us. Sometimes the only changes that can be made that make a damn bit of difference come from the very thing that is needing to change, not you. You've got to know when to pick your battles. In fact, as we get to news and arrivals, we actually have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Help is on the way, but it's help that's coming for you and you alone. Okay, Virgo? Because I feel like this is something coming through allies, friends, family, collaborators. This is something that's coming to lift you up. This is something that is going to kind of give your life the resources and support that you need. Now, you don't want to go disperse it amongst that which is ultimately just a bottomless pit. You have to learn a lesson here. The Five of Pentacles reversed is indicating, okay, I'm going to go lift myself up. I'm going to take this for me, because the Five of Pentacles reversed is assistance, right? It's filling a void. It could be replacing the devil. Again, it's the trade-off. You're getting offered the trade-off through some kind of big boost, some kind of big assistance here. But you need to make room for the reality that you want to have. You don't go, hey, look, I got all of this. Why don't you go and ruin it for me? Don't do that. Whatever this thing is, this is a week where a lot of Virgos, you're getting the way out, but you have to understand you're the only one. Only the people that fully resonate and are eligible to go that way are there and allowed to take that way. As we get to material resources, we actually have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this week could be a little bit time-consuming for a lot of you. Financially, professionally, things are going really, really well. A lot of you are actually probably burning the candle at both ends this week. With the Knight of Pentacles reversed, in a lot of cases, we tend to see overtime anyway, but I want you to be careful with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Control your availability when you can, because a lot of this doesn't feel like it's actually very productive. In fact, it feels like a lot of it's busy work. If you need the hours or you want the cash, okay, but again, don't turn this into the new reality for yourself, because this is not a trade. You may be in a circumstance here where you're also being shown there might be an easier way to secure yourself prosperity as well as abundance by not necessarily having to take on so much or do so much over and over and over again. Because the Knight of Pentacles reverse is indicating you're getting handed a lot of opportunities, but they're high maintenance opportunities. They are things that are going to, of course, be, stuff that these are things you don't want to be stuck with. These are things that you just don't want to be stuck with. I'll just leave it at that. With the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Devil here, I am seeing that there is a way for you to whip things into shape. We can turn that Knight of Pentacles right side up, but you are going to have to be in a situation where you are willing and able to not get seduced by the opportunity for quick fixes, right? We've already got some help coming in our way. Let's not sell out to just doing the work and doing things that are either beneath us or pulling our energy this way and that, even if they're offering, good compensation. Take what you need, take what you can, but do not think for a second that that should be something you hold on to for a whole lifestyle. For your relationships, when it comes to love and romance, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. And this is a really, really cool energy I'm seeing here, because it feels like a lot of you are at this point of building a new platform or a new reality for you and your partner. In fact, for those of you that are currently in committed relationships, your partner is actually going to be having a lot of the same help, assistance, and boost that you are getting this week. And with the Four of Wands reversed, there's sort of the building of the new territory to play in, building our enclave, building our sanctuary. With the Four of Wands reversed, remember, we are commencing with the creation of the Four of Wands upright. So it's still a positive card, even if it's reversed. Same with the Five of Pentacles reversed. Now, with the Four of Wands reversed, for those of you who are available and looking, love is actually going to come in a very interesting way. We're going to most likely meet somebody that is actually working on a similar personal goal or personal plan or project as we are. And we have a chance to actually kind of take on that journey together. It can mean that, you guys might be working on the same path. You guys might be working on the same personal goal, right? Maybe it's a health goal, and you have a chance to meet. Maybe you get a chance to meet. Talking about something with nutrition or fitness. Maybe there's something going on where we are working together on maybe our spiritual practice, if you have one. I hope you do. It might be something where you are working on an art project together. Maybe you're in the middle of house hunting and a move, and they've just literally moved into a similar apartment complex, or the unit down the road, or whatever. There's something going on where people who are productive are going to find each other, which is actually a really, really cool energy to see. So again, don't let yourself get sucked into stuff that, again, maybe things that you've been working on for too long that are not showing signs of improvement. Don't let yourself get sucked into thinking that harder is better than smarter when it comes to your work ethic, and just allow the trade-off to happen if you can. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you all know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.